Is Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky bracing for a fresh wave of Russian missile strikes that could unleash devastation within the next 48 hours?
We know from our intelligence services and our partners that the Russians have prepared missiles for another large-scale strike against Ukraine. This strike could come today. The information we have indicates it may occur within the next 48 hours.
Captured on camera, Russia unleashes what appears to be a deadly retaliatory assault following Ukraine's recent strikes on key civilian warehouses. Did Ukraine's major arms expo end in tragedy as a deadly attack left 10 people dead and nearly 100 others injured? Russia targets UAV-related event in what could be a chilling warning to Kyiv amid the intensifying drone war. Vladimir Putin orders fresh strikes on Kyiv shortly after high-profile Zelensky's Patriot air defense discussions with a leading American defense company. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has warned that Russia could launch a fresh wave of missile strikes within the next 48 hours, raising concerns over another major escalation in the conflict. Zelensky said Ukrainian intelligence suggests that a new Russian missile attack could happen as early as today or at any point within the next 2 days, prompting heightened security measures.
This afternoon, the Russians launched a strike on Kyiv and the surrounding region. It was a ballistic missile attack. The target in the Bucha district of the Kyiv region was an event that definitely should not have been taking place there. Today we spoke with Prosecutor General Ruslan Kravchenko. Law enforcement authorities have provided reports, and criminal investigations have already been opened into what happened. Of course, the strike was caused by Russian missiles. It was purely Russian terror. But we've told everyone 1,000 times that in these wartime conditions, with an enemy like this, it's absolutely impossible to hold any weapons exhibitions with large crowds of people, and especially near residential buildings. We know from intelligence sources and our partners that the Russians have prepared missiles for a new massive strike against Ukraine. This strike could happen today. Preliminary information indicates it will occur within the next 48 hours. Please stay safe and pay attention to air raid sirens. We have clear intelligence indicating that Russia is preparing a new and substantial wave of mobilization for this autumn. At present, Russia is losing more troops on the battlefield than it is recruiting, yet Russian President Vladimir Putin intends to intensify the attacks and further expand this war. He needs more Russians to take part in assault operations.
The warning comes in the aftermath of a deadly Russian ballistic missile strike carried out near Kyiv on July 24th. Which caused significant casualties and widespread destruction. According to media reports, at least 10 people were killed in the attack, while nearly 100 others suffered injuries of varying severity as emergency crews rushed to the scene. Among those killed was Valentina Savitska, the head of the Center for International Cooperation and Strategic Communications at Ukraine's State Security Service, whose death has drawn widespread attention following the devastating strike. The missile strike reportedly hit an arms exhibition that was being held at a privately operated military training facility, causing heavy damage to the site. A spokesperson for Ukraine's armed forces confirmed that 2 Russian missiles directly struck the private shooting range where the military-related exhibition was taking place. Emergency officials also reported that the attack damaged 27 residential homes and 44 vehicles, highlighting the broader impact of the strike on nearby civilian infrastructure. Meanwhile, Russia claimed that its missile strike specifically targeted an exhibition showcasing Ukraine's long-range unmanned aerial vehicle, or UAV, technology used in attacks on civilian infrastructure deep inside Russia. According to Russian state media outlet RT News, Moscow alleged that several of Ukraine's leading drone developers were attending the gathering when the missile struck. Russia further claimed that members of Ukraine's Unmanned Systems Command were also present at the event, describing it as a legitimate military target. The Kremlin additionally said that Ukrainian special services involved in planning and coordinating drone attacks against Russia were present at the venue during the strike. The missile attack also came just 1 day after President Zelensky hosted representatives from Raytheon in Kyiv for discussions on strengthening Ukraine's air defense capabilities. The meeting reportedly focused on Ukraine's Patriot air defense systems, along with future cooperation aimed at improving the country's ability to defend against aerial threats. Putin's latest missile attack followed a series of Ukrainian drone strikes carried out inside Russian territory, further intensifying the ongoing exchange of cross-border attacks between the two sides. On July 24th, Ukraine struck a major Russian defense factory located in Kyiv, using its own domestically developed Flamingo cruise missile to carry out the attack. According to the Kyiv Independent, Kyiv lies approximately 1,200 kilometers away from Ukrainian-controlled territory, underscoring just how far the strike actually reached. Reports confirmed that this particular strike specifically targeted the Avitek military production facility located within the city. Kyiv's regional governor, Alexander Sokolov, confirmed that 6 factory workers were killed as a direct result of this attack. Sokolov added that another 26 people were injured in the strike before emergency crews managed to bring the resulting fire under control. The Kyiv Independent reported that this targeted factory actually belongs to Almazanty, one of Russia's largest and most significant defense manufacturing giants. Avitek is known for manufacturing air defense missiles alongside critical parts used in Russian aircraft and various broader missile systems. This same facility also builds launchers specifically used for Russia's Iskander, Yars, and Topol missile systems, making it a genuinely high-value strategic target. Ukrainian drones also targeted Wildberries logistics hubs located in both St. Petersburg and Tver during this same coordinated wave of strikes. Fires were subsequently reported breaking out at Wildberries sites in both Shushary and Novosaratovka following these targeted drone strikes. Wildberries confirmed that operations at its St. Petersburg logistics centers had to be temporarily suspended as a direct result of the damage. Notably, Wildberries facilities have now faced a full 5 days of Ukrainian attacks within just a single week, showing a clear pattern of sustained targeting. Around 50 flights were delayed at St. Petersburg's Pulkovo airport as a direct consequence of the disruption caused during this attack. This attack came at a moment when Ukraine's newly appointed army chief had already been actively increasing tensions between Moscow and Kyiv. Ukraine's newly appointed commander-in-chief Mikhail Drapotyi said Russia has no right to exist. The remarks come from an interview recorded in 2023 that has only now been made public, according to RT. Mikhail Drapotyi said, and I quote, "We see that you cannot call them neighbors. It is a nation, together with its leadership, that has no right to exist. Over thousands of years, nothing has changed there in civilizational terms. Neither its mentality nor its imperial ambitions. That is why the population there lacks a Ukrainian national consciousness. That's my opinion. It seems that too little attention was paid there to Ukrainization." Unquote. Drapotyi also made controversial remarks about residents of Donetsk and Luhansk. He claimed the regions had long been dominated by settlers and criminal elements. The Ukrainian commander argued that many people in Donbass lacked a Ukrainian national identity. He also claimed that too little Ukrainization had taken place across the region. According to Drapotyi, many residents simply did not care which country they belonged to. He further argued that dependence on state support had shaped attitudes across Donbass. Russia's foreign ministry condemned Drapotyi's remarks, calling them openly neo-Nazi. Moscow says Kyiv has long discriminated against Russian-speaking communities. Russian officials argue Ukraine's language and cultural policies are erasing Russian identity. The Kremlin continues to cite the treatment of Russian speakers as one of the reasons behind the conflict.